Life is full of twists and turns. Life is full of twists and turns. Twist and turn, twist and turns. We are the children of God. Twist and turns, twist and turns. Life is full of twists and turns. Smadu.
Hello pupils, welcome to our lesson. Today we are going to learn about a Christian value, forgiveness. And this forgiveness, this is letting go what the mistake that the other has done for you. And today we are going to learn about the story of the unforgiving servant. We will sing, then we'll continue. Yes, the story of unforgiving servant. Unforgiving, this is a person who does not forgive others. We read the book of Matthew, chapter 18, from verse 21 to 35. Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, if my brother keeps on sinning against me, how many times do I have to forgive him? 7 times? He asked. No, not 7 times. Jesus answered, but 70 times 7. Because the kingdom of heaven is like this. Once there was a king who decided to check on his servant's account. He had just begun to do so when one of them was brought in who owed him millions of pounds. The servant did not have enough to pay his debt, so the king ordered him to be sold as a slave with his wife and his children and all that he had in order to pay the debt. The servant fell on his knees before the king. Be patient with me, he begged, and I will pay you everything. The king felt sorry for him, so he forgave him and he let him go. Then the man went out and met one of his fellow servants who owed him a few pounds. He grabbed him and started choking him. Pay back what you owe me, he said. His fellow servant fell down and begged him, be patient with me, I will pay you back. But he refused. Instead, he had him thrown into the jail until he should pay the debt. When the other servants saw that what had happened, they were very upset and went to king and told him everything. So he called the servant in. You worthless slave, he said, I forgave you the whole amount you owed me just because you asked me to. You should have mercy on your fellow servant just as I had mercy on you. The king was very angry and he sent the servant to jail to be punished until he should pay back the whole amount. And Jesus concluded, that is how my Father in heaven will treat everyone of you unless you forgive your brother from heart. Yes, the story of unforgiving servant. We were told the story about the unforgiving servant. There was a king in that land, and there was also a servant. Now this servant he had some money for the king. He owed the king some pounds, a lot of them, millions. In fact, he had millions of pounds of the king. Now the king was going through the check and to see who had some balances that he should pay. Now this servant was brought in to the king. And they said, this servant of yours owns you many millions. He should be put in jail. Should be put in jail. Now the servant was very sad because the servant, his wife, and children were supposed to be put in jail. His wife and the children were supposed to be put in jail. Now the servant begged the king to forgive him until he gets his money when he will pay the king. The king was so nice, and he was very nice king. He forgave the servant. The king forgave the servant. The servant. And the servant was now free because the king had forgiven him. Now this servant went out, and while he was walking, he met another servant who had owed him a few pounds. The other servant owed him a few pounds. Now this servant who was forgiven by the king was very furious, and he was angry because this servant had refused to pay him his money. Now he told the servant, you pay me my money today or I put you in jail. The unforgiving servant, this unforgiving servant, refused to forgive who? The other servant. Now the other servants were sad. Why is the unforgiving servant not forgiving the other servant? He was taken to the king. They went to the king, told him the whole story, and the unforgiving servant was thrown in the jail for not forgiving the other servant. What do we learn from the story? We learn that we should forgive 70 times 7. That means uncountable. When your friend makes a mistake, you should forgive with all your heart. You should not carry them in your heart because there's a lot of burden you're putting to yourself. Now we learn from the story that we should forgive all who wrong us, as Jesus also forgive us. See you next time.